What's going on, everybody? Welcome on into the Bulls Report. My name is Patrick Siepman. Now, coming up on today's show, we got a big-time update around the Bulls and Josh Giddey, and it turns out the Bulls could be stiffing him a little bit in this next contract talk. And then also we'll talk about Jonathan Kuminga on the back half of today's show. Brett Siegel, NBA insider, keeps on connecting the Bulls to him, so I'll give you guys my thoughts here in a second. But before we do so, if you guys could hit that subscribe button today. We're closing in here on 13,000 subscribers. We just need 120 more of you guys to hit that subscribe button. So if you're new here to the channel or haven't hit that subscribe button just yet, change that. Go down there and subscribe today. And once you are subscribed to the channel, just hit me with a me down below in the comments section. We'll give you guys a shout out on a future video. So the update we got around Josh Giddey, I'll give the Bulls front office some credit here. Apparently, they have only offered Josh Giddey a 4-year deal worth $20 million per year. Now, I have been saying all offseason, there is no chance that I'm giving this guy $30 million a year. Yes, he's a good player. He has shown a lot of upside, but I just feel like $30 million is way too rich for Josh Giddey. But a 4-year, $80 million deal, I think that would be an absolute steal. Now, where are we hearing this from? It's actually from Brett Siegel saying this: the Bulls have not offered more than a 4-year contract in the $20 million per year range. No team outside of Chicago has expressed legitimate interest in Giddy due to his contract demands. Now, if Brett would have just cut it off after the interest in Giddy part and didn't add in the due to his contract demands, I thought that quote would have been a little more interesting, but I'm sure other teams are calling Josh Giddey in his camp, be like, hey, how much do you want for you to leave Chicago? They're saying about, $30, $33 million per year. But the question becomes, how will the Bulls mess this up? Like, how are the Bulls going to screw up this situation where they are bidding against themselves? There is nobody else out there that can offer Giddy what he wants. Now, will the Bulls fold, or will they stay strong at that $20 million per year range, which is more than fair? $20 million is a boatload of money, especially for a guy that really only showed flashes for the last 19 games of the season. And I honestly think fans, even though Giddy, he had that special moment against the Lakers, that half-court buzzer beater, but you shouldn't be sold on him just yet. Put your standards a little higher is what I'm asking you guys, because, let's just say Giddy, he goes out there next year and averages 18, 8, and 8. Very solid year for his standards. Is that worth $30 million per year, or is that worth more towards, $20, $25 million? Now, if you look at his stats post All-Star break, just from those 19 games, yeah, 100% you can make the argument he's worth $30 million. But is that what we're going to get for the next 4 seasons? Is Giddy just being a walking 20-point triple-double, shooting 45% from 3? I don't think so. I think it's going to be more of 16 to 18 points a game, averaging around 8 boards, maybe around 8, 9 assists as well. And, my biggest concern with Josh Giddey, and this just gets back to how you're going to, construct this Bulls roster moving forward, trying to get back to the promised land. Josh Giddey needs the ball in his hand a lot to be an impactful player. He is not one of those guys who can play off ball whatsoever. And even when he does have the ball in his hands, yes, he's a great playmaker. He can push in transition at a very high level, but this guy can't shoot off the dribble. So if you can't shoot off the dribble, you're a bad off ball player and you can't defend. Yes, you may go put up 18, 8, and 8, but is that, again, worth $30 million per year? I don't think so. And if you think I'm lying about the off the dribble stuff with Giddy, here are his numbers from this past season. It was terrible. Off the dribble field goal percentage, 30%. His pull-up midi field goal percentage was at 24, which is the most concerning part because he's running a lot of pick and roll, beats his guy off the dribble, and he's got the big and drop coverage. Can you just get to that spot and step into a mid-range? Well, he can't do it. He shot that at 24%. Then even his off the dribble 3-point numbers, 34%. That's not terrible, but still overall 30% on off the dribble jumpers. That's just not good enough. And he can't play off ball. That's also a huge concern because I want you guys to imagine let's say the best case scenario with the Bulls where it's all right, Giddy is a legit 3rd or 4th option. Buzelis turns out to be a true number 1, and he is working, the game, end of the shot clock, it's, clutch time situation. Buzelis is trying to get to a spot. If he's got a guy like Josh Giddey he's kicking it out to, is that somebody you want who's not a fantastic catch-and-shoot 3-point shooter? And if he does have to put the ball on the deck, we just showed you his numbers. And, I think Oklahoma City, they are the most well-run organization right now in the NBA. I mean, they just won the damn NBA championship for a reason. But they also have set themselves up to be successful for a very long time. And Sam Presti, yes, you were able to Yes, he had to give up Alex Caruso for him, so it's not like Giddy went for nothing. But there is a reason they moved off him. He was a young, promising player, and they thought he couldn't fit next to a guy like SGA, Jalen Williams, Chet Holmgren, guys who most NBA players would fit very nicely around. So I have mixed thoughts on Josh Giddey, but I'll ask you this. Let's talk some Benjamins here. How much per year would you give Josh Giddey? I'm at 25 mil. Originally this offseason, I said I'm not going above 30. I'm honestly not going above 26, 27. If we get that report that they offer him 4 for 120 and he takes it, we might have to have a new host here for the Bulls Report because I might crash out. I really would. But you guys let me know, how much per year would you give Josh Giddey? Now let's talk about the Jonathan Kuminga part of today's show. Apparently the Bulls still want him. Apparently Golden State is really trying to facilitate the sign and trade to Chicago, trying to get Coby White in return. But in the same article, Siegel was talking about Josh Giddey. He's also talking about the Chicago Bulls and Jonathan Kuminga, saying that leaves the Chicago Bulls, another team rumored to be interested in Kuminga since last season. The Warriors are still holding out belief that they can get a sign and trade done with the Bulls. Then again, Chicago has its own problems to figure out with Giddy. Before they can think about pursuing Kuminga, the Bulls will need to come to terms on a new deal with Giddy first, since they are hard capped at the first apron. Also, the Bulls being hard capped at the first apron, that's another terrible conversation for a different day, but that's just funny stuff by the Bulls front office. But he also said this. It is made clear that Chicago doesn't hold interest in trading Coby White, and it's unlikely Golden State would pursue veteran center Nikola Vucevic in a sign and trade for Kuminga. Now, like I was just saying, that if they give Josh Giddey $30 million per year, we might need a new Bulls Report host. If they have a sign and trade where it's just Coby White for Jonathan Kuminga, that might end my fandom. I have been making the argument the Bulls should trade Coby White this offseason because I think it's going to be another one of those situations where you trade him, a trade deadline too late or an offseason too late. But to trade him for Jonathan Kuminga, that would make zero sense to me. And the Bulls have zero need for Kuminga. Like, if we need an athletic wing, a young and promising player, yeah, Kuminga would be right up my alley. But you already got Noah Senge. You got Modest Buzelis. Patrick Williams is still on the team. If you just added Kuminga in there, that's a lot of mouths to feed at that wing position. There's just not enough minutes to go around. Like, they should have zero need for Kuminga. And if you would trade Coby White for him, even though I think they should move off Coby, I would still be crashing out. But I would trade Coby White for draft capital. Because yet again, the Bulls just refuse to value that in terms of trades. Like Zach LaVine, you got the protections off your own first-round pick. You didn't get any for Caruso. Didn't get any for Lonzo Ball, who you just traded him straight up for Isaac Okoro, which was an awful deal. I just have a bad feeling when it's all said and done. We're going to be rolling into the season. Coby will still be on the team. Giddy's going to be signed at $30 million per year, and then the trade deadline's going to roll around. Coby's going to be traded for like 2 second-round picks, and the Bulls will yet again be in the play-in tournament. Yet again, be selecting at 11th or 12th in the NBA draft. Just you got to pick a lane here, and I'm happy that the reports are coming out that the Bulls are kind of strong-arming Giddy and his agent, but I just got a weird feeling that that might change. But listen, we appreciate all of you guys watching today's show. Just wanted to get you guys the latest updates on Josh Giddey, Coby White, a Kuminga sign-and trade. But I ask you guys this on Coby White. Even though I love his game, seems like a great dude, I just think, sometimes you got to move off some of these more marquee players if you want to, eventually get to, being a championship contending team. And you could get a nice haul for Coby. But you guys let me know. T for trade, P for pass. Comment your answers down below. And also make sure you hit that subscribe button on the way out. Again, we'll keep you guys posted with everything around this Josh Giddey saga. Once we get update on him signing that extension, we'll get a video out for you guys ASAP. So hit that subscribe button today. Appreciate all of y'all for watching, and see you guys next time. Go Bulls.